Hey there, folks. It's the E-Man here. I guess I wanted to talk about the new DLC that's out for Elden Ring, the Elden Ring Shadow of the ERDtree. Some new DLC added to it. I guess first I should say how you're supposed to access this DLC, if some of you may not realize it. With my character, I was already doing the New Game Plus already, so everything got reset, and you have to kill Radan and Mog, the Lord of Blood, and then there's a cocoon in the room with him, and there's an arm, and you're supposed to touch it. If you know that you've done everything, there should be a person standing there that you talk to, and they talk about the Shadow World, and they need special tarnish to go to this shadow place. Once entering the Shadow World, there are certain items to boost your stats. I'm not sure how much they really boost the stats. Maybe you have to get a lot of them. Well, anyway, I mean, another big thing is, of course, a lot of people were angry that it was hard, and I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to just walk into the DLC and be able to just kill everything. The first part of it may be kind of boring, but I mean, like, there's a lot of lore and other things, and talismans to get that can help you out. I mean, there's always special builds that can help you specifically. You just have to, I guess a lot of people just have to have more patience. I mean, I understand, I have to work, so I mean, I don't get a lot of time to really play games most of the time. Yeah, I just got done from spending the weekend doing the DLC. I had to spend most of the time waiting for it to download. I guess it's quite a substantial DLC. Feels like an add-on to the original game. Of course, you can leave. You can go back to the Lands Between or the Shadow Realm kind of at any time. Certain things you can't use in the base game that you can use, but not really weapons, just some of the upgrades and whatnot. Excuse me. Yeah, it's like, yeah. I know a lot of people have rage quit and everything. It's like, you just gotta have patience. I understand if you're frustrated, especially if, you've had to go through the whole base game trying to get to the DLC. Like, if you've never played Elden Ring, I suggest you get the base game first and make sure it's what you want to play. Of course, on Steam you can get a refund if you... I think you can get a refund a certain period of time. You can get a refund from Steam, buy a game for them. Of course, I bought the DLC for my PlayStation 5. Yeah, I have Elden Ring on most of the major consoles. I don't know why I do, but I had it on my Xbox S. I have it on my I have it on my PlayStation 5. I think I have it on the Xbox One, as I have it on the PC or whatever. Yeah. Some people talk about performance issues they were having with the DLC. I think it all depends, because remember, the game ends up taking up more space. A lot of times you need to make sure your computer has a decent amount of RAM. I mean, I've discovered that with my computer. Like, I was like, why was I always running this on only a little bit of RAM? Like, I've recently added RAM to it. That's usually an issue, because I think the DLC, DLC adds a decent amount to the game size. That might be affecting it, or there's just some kind of a glitch with how you installed it. Perhaps try like uninstalling it and reinstalling it or something. Yeah, I mean, I understand people getting mad. I remember getting so mad at the base game. I would always feel like it was my fault because I was always like being dumb, or the classic thing where you're fighting a boss, everything's going pretty well, and all of a sudden there's a little enemy walks up behind you and stabs you in the back, and you're like freaking dead. Or just one little thing distracts you, and the boss hits you, and you're dead, kind of thing. Yeah, I've played through some of it. I find a lot of the enemies are kind of annoying. I have to constantly, kind of think, gee, I need to, watch what I'm doing. Like these scorpion enemies. Like if you hit them before they kind of attack you, then you're fine. But they can do pincher attack, and you have to look out for some enemies' attacks. It's almost like it reminds me of the way it was in the base game when I first started playing it. My character's on level 150, so I think I'm 156 or something, and it's still. I mean, I kind of like it. I wouldn't want it to be super easy. I've already seen people with a lot of other builds and whatnot. I think the DLC is great. I don't, some people are unhappy with it. They put mixed reviews on Steam. Okay, everyone has the right to their opinion if they think the game's too hard. I mean, I'd like there to be a challenge, and Elden Ring was really more of a challenge. A lot of hold your hand. These games do not hold your hand. So, I was fully expecting that the DLC was going to be hard. So, I don't think it's super difficulty hard, but it is hard. I mean, you definitely can't expect to be all great in the DLC. I was able to defeat the dancing lion boss. I had to do a co-op summon. And then after I defeated him, I've kind of lately been wondering if he actually is the first boss. Is he really the first boss? Or is the dancing lion technically the last boss? I don't know, because I defeated him. Yeah, I don't mean to spoil the game, but I did defeat him, and then I found that there was a place I couldn't go, so then I had to go somewhere else to get something to do something else, which is going to be a little confusing to me. Like, I'm like, where am I supposed to go? But I'm sure I'll figure it out. Yeah, I don't mind using the mimic summon. I've found is pretty much the best. Basically does a copy of yourself. So, I mean, technically it's just like having a mirror image of myself helping me fight. Well, and I think I was the samurai class with the bleeding and whatever. Yeah, I just think that the DLC is pretty good, and I'm looking forward to what From Software might do next. Like, I'm already kind of looking for the next Souls game. I think I've got a couple of the other Souls games that I usually play them and then I end up getting bored of it. I played Demon Souls quite a bit, but I get kind of bored with them after a while. But Elden Ring, I seem to always I want to come back. I want to go find something. I gotta go find this item or this spell or some other thing. And I remember playing the base game and just getting murder-sized. I mean, I think I died gazillions of times, and I didn't really rely on summonings. Until I got stuck on one, and I was like, oh, you gotta go find the mimic thing, and then it's kind of hard because trying to upgrade that after you've upgraded everything else. Yeah, because then you gotta find the Glover Wart stuff, and you gotta find, all the smithing stones and whatever. I guess one of the benefits is if you've already unlocked all of the smithing stones and things, you pretty much are easier time upgrading weapons. It feels like a lot of the base game is still needed in order to play a lot of the stuff. Yeah, so I would... Maybe at first I had thought maybe they would give you a brand new character that would be that would start out at level 100 or something. For some odd reason I thought that, but it's why not just use your guy from the base game, considering how many hours I've probably put into the game. A lot of hours playing it. It seems to run better on the PC, I've noticed sometimes. Yeah, well, on the PlayStation 5 seems to work pretty well. Yeah, I definitely, anyone that likes these type of challenging games, I definitely, I don't know. I mean, the biggest thing I might say is maybe I don't agree with the price of the DLC. Maybe $40 is a little much, but, I mean, it's a great game, but... DLC is great, but it doesn't work unless you have the full game on it or whatever. Well, I wish anybody luck who's having trouble with the DLC. You'll figure it out. Sometimes it's nice to take a break from the DLC and just go back to the base game and just fight some bosses that you know you can get past. Like now I can go in the base game and most of them I know how to defeat. Radahn is the only one I have a hard time fighting. You can summon all these characters to fight that fight for you. Because I usually don't try to stay away from them because usually I still can get killed relatively easier. I also, I suggest trying to do magic user or whatever. Yeah, it can be very frustrating if you've never played the game and all of a sudden you have to start up a new character and go through a lot to get to the DLC. That might be where some of the frustration with the DLC is. Just trying to get to the get it can be a little complicated. I beat the game, but I got the bad ending. Because in order to get the good ending, you got to go in the sewers somewhere in the Lendale capital. And what they said, consort the 3 fingers and do something so that you can sacrifice yourself instead of the girl, I guess. Well, I guess the storyline of the DLC is essentially there's this crazy guy. I think he's called Mizamir the Impaler or something. He's like kind of like burning everything, and he's another dictator you gotta go take out. Just become corrupted or something. You gotta go take him out. It's a good set of bosses. There's a lot of extra bosses that you can kill and get their items that can make your playthrough probably a little more easier. You really have to start organizing your weapons and stuff too. I advise you on that because your inventory is getting a little large. As I said earlier, I wish you guys well on the DLC. Hopefully you guys will be able to get beyond it. It really is good. I'm not going to say it's not worth getting or playing. I really want to play it right now. Get done right now. Well, see you guys later, and don't give up on the DLC. Just keep trying until you get it. See you guys later. Bye.